Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel where we dive deep into the most intriguing books and ideas. Today, we're summarizing a fascinating book called The Art of Thinking Clearly by Rolf Dobelli. This book explores common cognitive biases and logical fallacies that cloud our judgment and decision-making. So, let's get started and explore the key takeaways from The Art of Thinking Clearly. The Art of Thinking Clearly by Rolf Dobelli is a collection of 99 short chapters, each focusing on a different cognitive bias or logical fallacy. Dobelli, a Swiss author and entrepreneur, provides practical insights into how these mental shortcuts can lead us astray and offers strategies to improve our thinking and decision-making. The book is structured to help readers recognize and avoid common pitfalls in their thinking. Let's dive into some of the most impactful cognitive biases and fallacies discussed in the book. The first chapter we'll cover is survivorship bias. Dobelli explains that we often focus on successful individuals or outcomes while ignoring the countless failures that don't get as much attention. Survivorship bias can lead us to overestimate the likelihood of success and underestimate the role of luck and failure. For example, we might admire the strategies of successful companies while neglecting the many companies that used the same strategies but failed. One of the key takeaways is to consider the full picture. When evaluating success, it's important to look beyond the visible successes and consider the hidden failures. This helps us make more realistic assessments and avoid over-optimism. By recognizing survivorship bias, we can make more informed decisions and avoid being misled by incomplete information. The next chapter is confirmation bias. Dobelli describes how we tend to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignore evidence that contradicts them. Confirmation bias can lead to flawed decision-making and reinforce our misconceptions. For example, if we believe in a particular investment strategy, we might only pay attention to articles that support our view and dismiss those that don't. One of the key takeaways is to seek contrary evidence. Actively look for information that challenges your beliefs and be open to changing your mind based on new evidence. By combating confirmation bias, we can develop a more balanced and accurate understanding of the world. The third chapter is social proof. Dobelli explains that we often look to others to determine what is correct or desirable, especially in uncertain situations. While social proof can be helpful, it can also lead us astray when we blindly follow the crowd. For example, we might buy a product just because it's popular, without considering whether it truly meets our needs. One of the key takeaways is to think independently. While it's natural to look to others for guidance, it's important to critically evaluate their actions and make decisions based on your own judgment. By being aware of social proof, we can avoid herd mentality and make more thoughtful choices. The next chapter is authority bias. Dobelli discusses how we tend to place undue trust in authority figures and experts, assuming they know best. While experts can provide valuable insights, authority bias can lead us to accept their opinions without question. For example, we might follow a doctor's advice without considering alternative treatments or seeking a second opinion. One of the key takeaways is to question authority. While it's important to respect expertise, it's also crucial to critically evaluate expert opinions and consider multiple perspectives. By being mindful of authority bias, we can make more informed decisions and avoid blind obedience. The next chapter is availability bias. Dobelli explains that we tend to overestimate the importance of information that is readily available or recent in our minds. Availability bias can distort our perception of risk and probability. For example, after hearing about a plane crash, we might overestimate the danger of flying, even though statistically, it remains very safe. One of the key takeaways is to consider all information. Don't rely solely on information that is easily available or recent. Take the time to research and consider a broader range of data. By being aware of availability bias, we can make more balanced and accurate assessments of risk and probability. The next chapter is hindsight bias. Dobelli describes how we often see past events as having been predictable, even when they were not. Hindsight bias can lead us to overestimate our ability to predict future events and ignore the role of chance. For example, we might believe we knew all along that a particular stock would rise, even though it was far from certain. One of the key takeaways is to recognize uncertainty. Understand that many events are influenced by unpredictable factors and avoid overestimating your predictive abilities. By acknowledging hindsight bias, we can develop a more realistic understanding of events and make more cautious predictions. The next chapter is the sunk cost fallacy. Dobelli explains how we often continue investing in a decision based on the resources we've already spent, rather than the future benefits. The sunk cost fallacy can lead us to persist in unprofitable projects or relationships. For example, we might continue pouring money into a failing business because we've already invested so much, instead of cutting our losses. One of the key takeaways is to evaluate future potential. Make decisions based on future benefits and costs, rather than past investments. Let go of sunk costs and focus on what will bring the best outcomes moving forward. By overcoming the sunk cost fallacy, we can make more rational and forward-thinking decisions. In addition to these key concepts, the art of thinking clearly is packed with additional insights and reflections on topics like overconfidence, loss aversion, and the illusion of control. Here are a few more highlights. 1. Overconfidence. Be aware of overestimating your abilities and knowledge. 2. Loss aversion. Recognize that the fear of loss can lead to irrational decisions. 3. Illusion of control. Understand that we often overestimate our control over events. So, what are the key takeaways from The Art of Thinking Clearly? 1. Consider the full picture. Look beyond visible successes and consider hidden failures. 2. Seek contrary evidence. Challenge your beliefs and be open to new information. 3. Think independently. Evaluate actions critically and avoid herd mentality. 4. Question authority. Respect expertise, but critically assess expert opinions. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what book you'd like us to cover next. See you next time.